Sorry, here.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. I hope you're having a great Monday. I know that it's a little hard to start sometimes, but today has been exciting. It's been full of energy, and I'm so excited to be able to introduce our amazing host and guest of the day. For those who don't know me, my name is Josué Donaegui, and I am the Arizona State Director with PODER LATINX. PODER LATINX is a civic and social justice organization. Our mission is to build a political wave where Latinos, like myself, are decision makers of our political process and play a vital role in the transformation of our economy and country. Our work includes issues based on organizing, leadership development, expanding, and the electorate in years and around civic engagement. Without further ado, I want to introduce Evelyn, one of our amazing poderosas, who is then going to be hosting the event and having amazing conversation with our very special guest.
Thank you so much, Josué. My name is Evelyn Chavez. I am a North Carolina fellow. We have the honor of hearing from one of our madrinas who is paving the way for other NC Latinas to follow. Now, time to welcome our distinguished guest speaker. It is my pleasure to welcome our madrina, la doctora Edith Nieves, primary care pediatrician. Before we do begin with our questions, I welcome our speaker to briefly introduce herself. I think you're on mute, Dr. Edith.
Hi, can you hear me, guys? Yeah, thank you for the invite. I'm honored to be part of this important conversation that we should be having in our community. Like you said, I'm a community pediatrician. I have 10 years of experience. I work in the Durham area with underserved population, mainly Latinx people, and I've been doing a lot of collaboration with different organizations trying to get vaccines access and equity and testing and educating our people to make sure they're safe and they're well informed about this pandemic.
Thank you so much. It is a pleasure to have you, and we will begin with our questions. In one recent survey from the Kaiser Family Foundation, 25% of parents with children ages 12 to 15 said that they had no intention of getting their kids vaccinated, while 18% said that they would only do so if their child's school required it. Another 25% indicated they'd basically wait and see. In your respective opinion, why are parents hesitant now more than before with other vaccinations? And what information are you providing to parents to make them at ease?
That's a very great question. As a parent, I understand where they're coming from. I would say that with vaccines, it's always been a stressful subject for parents because they want to do what's best for their little ones. People think of this vaccine as a new one, right? They're used to hearing about the other ones. It's been like on the schedule for decades now. But this one vaccine, for some people, just seems like it's fairly new, when in fact the vaccine, the technology has been used since the 1990s, so it's been well studied. I explain to people this vaccine is, think of when we were building houses back in the day where it took us forever to build a house, and nowadays we like build cities, if you think about it. With this vaccine, I tell people the technology has been well proven. It's been used for cancer therapy with a lot of success. It's been used all around the world. At this point in US, over 150 million people have been vaccinated. So I get where they're coming from. It's a sense of uncertainty, something's new. And I think it'll come down to having doctors, pediatricians talking one-on-one with those parents to just go over the most common concerns and establish rapport. Your doctor has your best interest at heart, and if you talk to them, they'll provide you with the right information to make informed decisions.
Yes, of course. And as a Latina, and my mom going to the doctor, she has lots of trust in doctors, and I think a lot of Latinos do look up to that person of in that industry of medicine and knowing what's best. If they hear it from somebody that's in that industry, they believe it, and they do have to build that rapport though. So I totally agree. Thank you so much for answering that question. Also, according to the CDC, there have been records of side effects. Anti-vaccination propagandists are spreading rumors that the vaccine is altering children's DNA and even causing fertility issues. What is your response to this?
Yeah, that's another great point. So there's two pieces of your question. To go in the first one about the DNA. So this vaccine is what we call a messenger RNA vaccine. So the messenger RNA is something that stays out of your cells. It doesn't go inside of your nucleus, which is where you get your genetic information. Messengers RNA are like the mailman. They go, they drop a letter under your door, and that's what you get information. So they don't get inside of your house. That happens the same with a messenger RNA. So you don't get any DNA changes. Then, so it's impossible for that to happen. Then for the fertility issues, someone suggested that a protein in the vaccine, the messenger RNA, and some protein in the placenta were very similar. And when I gave you the vaccine, I was training your body to fight this one protein. So if you got pregnant later on, you would think this is the coronavirus, right? So we know now that that's not the case. These proteins are completely different. Furthermore, with the studies, with research, a lot of women actually got pregnant during the study. So not only they didn't plan for it, they got pregnant and they had perfectly healthy babies. We also know that women after getting the vaccine also got pregnant without like any issues. And most importantly, a lot of women have gotten pregnant after having the actual COVID disease, which if you think about it, if that messenger RNA has a piece of that protein, COVID has millions of copies of that. So it's not scientifically possible for you to get issues with, pregnancy or fertility because those proteins don't look like not from the same family as people used to think.
Yes. Wow. Thank you so much for clarifying that. I know a lot of people do have, that uncertainty, and then it just kind of, it builds even more like just scare of getting the vaccine or what's it going to be for kids in the future. So thank you so much for answering that in the best way possible. And it's it's clear to understand where you're coming from and where the science view of that is coming from as well. So right now, the vaccine is catered to children 12 to 15, of course. And when do you think that the vaccine would be available for the kids that are younger than the age of 12?
The vaccine has a Pfizer vaccine. That's the one that's far ahead from like Moderna. Pfizer is the only one that's been approved for children 12 and older. The other vaccines are not approved yet. So Pfizer has been studying kids 11 to 6 years old since mid-March. They're collecting data and they're also monitoring the kids have gotten the vaccine, the ones that are 12 or older. And we're hoping, crossing our fingers, that we would get this vaccine approved by fall. So by the time school starts, and I tell people, as soon as the vaccine is available, my kids are going to be lined up there and they're going to get the vaccine as soon as I can.
Yes, no, and it's very nice to hear that from a doctor because, a lot of Latinos, we follow, like I said, we follow what doctors say. We know that you guys are, up there and you know what you're talking about, and it's easy to follow along. And if a doctor says so, then, it's like we believe it, or, we know they know what's best for us. You guys are not going to like tell us what's wrong, or like, you're not going to give us the wrong thing, wrong information. But in that sense of, getting our kids vaccinated for back to school, in some states, the school board has decided to make the masks now optional. So in your medical opinion, should kids continue to use the mask in school or just let it go completely?
So we are well aware of a mutation. There's a new variant. It's called the Delta, and it's called strain of interest, meaning it is more infectious. It's more contagious than the ones that we have circulating right now. So far, the vaccine has been protecting everybody from that mutation, the one that's going around. But we know if we don't have a number of the population, 2/3 of the population vaccinated at one time, we're not going to be able to contain the virus. So it's not going to go anywhere. So because our kids are not vaccinated, I would highly encourage everybody to have their kids wear their mask until they get the vaccine. Also, we don't want to be carriers. And even though that's a slight chance for that to happen, I think we all should do our part and make sure everybody's safe. And that starts with us.
Yes, I couldn't agree anymore. Like, it's on us as a person. We decide what's best for everyone else in a sense, because if we're not taking care of ourselves, we're not taking care of everyone around us. So I guess in that sense, according to the Atlantic, Latinos are the ethnic racial group that are least likely to visit doctors, and most likely to delay seeking healthcare when medical issues do arise. With that being said, it is highly suggested that we do inform our Latino families about the vaccine and how important it is to get during these difficult times. Necesitamos cuidarnos entre nosotros. And honestly, thank you so much for being with us here tonight. We hope that you and everyone else who is watching us continues to join us in future events. And it would, if you would like to stay involved with the Poderosas and stay updated on our own events, we suggest that you text Poderosas to 52886 to stay informed. And if Dr. Edith, you want to say anything else at all, you are welcome to. This is for you. This is for our Latinos. You're welcome to say anything that you would like to say.
I would like to say to our people, mi gente, we've been hit very hard by this virus, and like in a very disproportionate way, because like you said, healthcare access is much limited because insurance coverage, because working hours, because financial means. So there's been too many deaths from our people. I would encourage you to please talk to your doctor. Like you said, they have their best interests in, for you. There's a lot of information out there, and the world can be a scary place. I would encourage you to just go and talk to him or her. They'll answer your questions. They have accurate information, so you can make informed decisions. So yes, I would like my people to be healthy.
Yes, of course. Thank you so much again, and we hope to have you back. With that being said, we will end the live.